Ulrich, why, may I ask, are you dressed like that?
Would you like the short answer, my lord, or the long one?
Oh, the short one, please.
Whim.
The short answer is whim.
Yes, my lord.
What, out of interest, was the long answer?
It was a whim.
I think Blackadder in the end is based on the fact that Rowan is very good indeed at playing extremely ferocious, tough characters.
You're not eligible to vote.
Why not?
Because virtually no one is. Women, peasants, chimpanzees, lunatics, lords.
That's not true. Lord Nelson's got a vote.
He's got a boat, Baldwin.
Villains are always more fun to play than good guys. That's a well-known fact. I enjoy characters who have a vindictiveness in them. I always have done it. In the end, it's just more fun.
Lieutenant, revolver, please.
Oh, now, sir, you really shouldn't do this, you know.
Come on, George. With 50,000 men getting killed a week, who's going to miss a pigeon?
What was fun, I think, was that by the time we finished the fourth series, we got a bit into parodying ourselves. We were a bit saying, well, there's always one episode where we do this, or one episode where we do that, and Baldrick always says this, and Blackadder says that. And coming back to it after 10 years, we'd forgotten some of that stuff, so it was a bit like starting afresh, which was fun.
The strength of Blackadder had always been that it was just dialogue in one room, a very witty dialogue. So what we had to do was give it a sense that this was going to be a bigger treat than usual, and I hope we've pulled it off. I mean, because you get all the qualities of the old Blackadder, but on a kind of scale that is like a huge American movie.
What can you see, Borders?
People in very short skirts, my lord.
And the whole reason we wrote this section is to get them in increasingly short skirts. So that's Rowan. And Hugh's going to be, with any luck, 2.5 inches shorter than that. And then Stephen's skirt is actually going to be above pant level. So that's what we spent the last hour rather pathetically talking about, how high boys' skirts can be. That's the joke from this scene. I think that's it, although Stephen is talking in Latin. And I think he's finding that quite tricky.
Yes.
Itaque senatoscopias Britannia revocare and civitatem nostrum imperialem defendum constituit.
Great spirit of Jupiter, our culture is centuries ahead of theirs. Why, we have toilets and wipe our bottoms with vinegar-soaked sponges.
Yes, and they wipe their bottoms with Roman soldiers.
What's unusual about this is that this is on location and is all, there's no audience apart from the crew. But the actual making the series was in. We would do in front of sort of 300 people, and on the night, no matter how carefully you decided to assemble your this delicately drawn portrait of a particular character, on the night, and given the fear and adrenaline, I just go and pull faces.
Hurrah! Oh no! There I go again! Bravo! Row, row your punt gently down the stream. Belts off, trousers down, isn't life a scream?
Fabulous. University education. You can't beat it.
The interesting thing is that Melch is very like Hugh.
Yeah.
And George is very like me.
It's funny how that happens.
Yeah. No, there is a difference between the Elizabethan Melch, if one had to find one. He's a little bit quiet. I like to think there is.
Looking forward to this.
From within.
Okay.
He's rather more suave.
They shout.
Whereas the later Melch just goes.
Now get up! Attention!
Excellent native Cockney wit.
It's called a clever person's board. These are called clever person's boards, and they are for clever people to read. Pay attention, come on. But my news is Rome, on all sides, is being attacked. Passive, you'll notice. But the Emperor does nothing but poison his mother and marry his horse.
Itaque, senatus corpus praedit laudicate, quadrat lauditate tuus summa subturi, procare civitatem nostrum imperium defendum. Do you see?
Did you hear that, Boulders? No, my lord.
Stephen turns up as a Roman in the shortest skirt where his skirt's up here in a nappy, and it's always wonderful when you actually can't call cut because you're giggling so much.
After 3 years of sub-zero temperatures, at last a sufficiently warm climate to allow my wedding tackle to descend from my armpit.
Right, did say
Absolutely yummy now, and looks tall like a turd.
Ah, what a pity.
And action!
Girls are normally called Elizabeth. Or Mary.
And Donald?
Mouth is open, nursery should be shut.
That is true, sweet one. I had 3 sisters and they were called Donald, Eric and Basil.
Then why is your name Nursey?
That ain't my real name.
Isn't it?
No.
What is your real name then?
Bernard.
She's just a daft old Egypt, really. And she sits there and she loves her little babby. You know, she's like a mother hen by proxy and all the rest of it, isn't she? Scatological mind, but she doesn't obviously realise it is. It just is natural to her to talk about poo-poos and things.
You almost were a boy, my little cherry pip.
What?
Yeah. Out you popped out of your mummy's tumpkin, and everyone shouted, "It's a boy, it's a boy!" And then someone said, "But it hasn't got a winkle." And then I said, "A boy without a winkle? God be praised, it's a miracle, a boy without a winkle."
Melchot's like a sort of, you know, avuncular advisor who is incredibly vulnerable.
Nice try, Melchi, but it's no use. I'm still bored.
Well, I'm very sorry, madam. Your royal father used to be very amused by my impersonation of Columbus.
He built a flat halfway up her bottom. He spent his time flattering her, but also terrified at any moment she would suddenly order his head chopped off because she might think it would look nice on the end of a pike.
Tease them. It's usually the tease of the blade.
Go forth and bring back lots more minty things in the next 5 minutes, or I'll come after you and crush your skull like an egg.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am sorry. Wait a minute. You're not.
Colin Firth has actually refused to do all sorts of things for me throughout his career. So we thought we'd pay him back by having the shit kicked out of him by Rowan.
It all happened extremely suddenly.
Yeah. That is for every schoolboy and schoolgirl for the next 400 years.
So suddenly that I'm a little bit suspicious of how far down the list of choices I was, really.
I know Colin thinks that he was low on the list, but it was only, I think he was, you know, he would have been, he was definitely in the top 20, down the bottom of the top 20, so it could have been worse.
Oh, and that is for Ken Branagh's endless, uncut 4-hour version of Hamlet. Who's Ken Branagh? I'll tell him you said that, and I think he'll be very hurt.
These are the worst 30 seconds of Shakespeare's life.
Robbing by name, robbing by nature, robbing babes of their bras, the rich of their cash, and everyone else in the UK that chance to be the coolest cat in the kingdom.
Maid Marian, we needed someone new, so we thought we'd pick the best looking woman in Britain, nay, the world.
I am snogging Robin Hood. And then... This is the first thing I've done. I'm just doing because I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
It's because it's Blackadder. Gorgeous.
Ding dong.
What's happening, my lord?
Well, no! The words O and bugger would seem to be appropriate.
One of the places in which they find themselves is in the company of this incredibly convincing dinosaur. We could afford a head and a leg, and nothing in between, but it's very frightening from the inside of the time machine.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it didn't go up. It needs to go up immediately in the air as well. So the head's going up too late.
Baldric is the hero of the day, with a terrifying secret weapon.
My pants. They are a little bit whiffy, aren't they? Sorry about that.
Take 3.
Okay, and action. All flashing.
Now back in. Big bounce.
Pull the dinosaur out. Come forward, guys.
Head up a little bit if you can.
1, 2, 3. Okay, and cut. Cut it there.
Okay, good. I've got enough of that. Good.
Very nice.
Well done, everyone.
Very good. Very, very good.
The great joy of doing it for the big screen is to be able to do stuff fantastically. You know, we didn't have many dinosaurs in Blackadder or spaceships or huge rampant armies. So all of that was great fun.
It's a lovely uniform today, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I think it works.
The French are portrayed in this scene today as being vaguely effeminate.
That call us weird. Whoopsies.
Action! My Emperor, I, the Duke of Darling, bring news. The English have reached Waterloo. Good, prepare to attack. Very well. So, may I just ask, why do we want to invade Britain in the first place?
We invade, darling, because the British think they are so tough. They think we French are sissies. They call us weeds and whoopsies and big girls' blouses.
With respect, my Emperor, we are whipsies.
Earrings out!
Earrings out!
Wellies in!
Wellies in, Sergeant!
Good.
So actually,
Tim McInerney has to do 2 accents in the course of 2 minutes, which is very shattering for him as an actor.
Your Grace, the French are approaching.
Excellent. I have a superb plan which cannot fail but results in the complete destruction of the French army.
Oh, splendid. Well, tell me at once, Your Grace, and I'll spread the news to the troops.
Richard and Ben had always written him as Captain Cartwright because they couldn't think of a name that was funny and also characterful, but also believable.
Tim couldn't quite fix on the character, and then Stephen thought of this idea of calling him Darling, which is in fact quite ironic that Stephen should have done, because there was actually a boy at my school called Darling who had a most awful life.
As soon as he, we did a few things of trying out calling him Darling, and Blackadder coming in saying, "Morning, Darling," he just developed a twitch in his left eye, and the mannerism and a whole character was born.
Good morning, Captain Darling. How are you feeling, darling? Cup of coffee, darling? What do you want, darling?
it's Captain Darling to you.
Having done it for 6 weeks, it then took me, I think it was 2 months to get rid of it.
There's a lovely and convenient misunderstanding that because Ben has a reputation for kind of knob gags, that it must be me, the quieter of the pair, who is the great historical expert, whereas in fact it's the other way around. I write knob gags to please Ben, because I know they make him laugh, and Ben just couldn't be brighter about history and knows all about it. I don't know that I even know who won the Battle of Waterloo.
Very well, the plan is... God, I'm brilliant. You know, I surprise myself sometimes. I really do.
Yeah.
The plan is to allow the French to come within 100 yards of us, and then, and this is the completely original and brilliant part.
Yes.
Then...
My suggestion would be that actually, Tim, you surely don't expect us to leave them like actually kind of march forward.
Would you throw...
We've always made a lot of changes in rehearsal, because the standard set by John Lloyd was that we should try and make every single line as funny as we could.
Over his head!
Ben writes in a very focused, punchy manner, and he writes very well, you know, for the kind of, you know, characters and attitudes that I think I can present.
You look sweet as a little pie.
Kate, he looks like what he is, a dung ball in a dress.
The same dread hovers over the moment when you reach one of those stupid similes and he goes, I'm as stupid as, and you think, oh no, this is going to take me an hour and a half, and Ben's going to say it's not funny.
God, you really are as thick as clotted cream that's been left out by some clot until the clots are so clotted up you couldn't unclot them with an electric declotter. Aren't you, Baldrick?
This is as exciting as discovering that, due to an administrative error, the new boy in the dorm is actually a girl with a big chest, a sense of adventure, and no pants.
One take two.
Take three. Take four. Take five. Well done, Baldrick. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay. Well done, Baldrick. 13. Well done, Baldrick. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to give you a wage rise.
Thank you very much, my lord.
Well, perhaps not. Oh, no. Well done, Baldrick. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to give you a wage rise.
Thank you very much, my lord.
Well, not all year, obviously, but, you know, at Christmas time. Well, perhaps not extra money, but, you know, some chocolates or something. A chocolate. After I've had a little nibble of it myself.
Thank you very much, my lord.
Good.
Yeah.
Let joy fill every Briton's heart, for now our country's going to make it. At last, a king who looks the part. At last, a queen who looks good naked.